Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to this bonus live episode of Paranormal Axetivities. I'm not qualifying this as a full episode or a real episode or whatever. Bonus, only because there's a few things that started happening here this past week or so that I wanted to address. I haven't had a whole lot of time to kind of go into my activities of the week here lately, as I have, pretty awesome guests from start to finish here lately. So just haven't had a lot of time to talk about it, and it's starting to build up. So bear with me, I'm fighting a cold here, so I'm probably like sneezing into the microphone and stuff. It's not the COVID. No, don't fret. But yeah, so, as a lot of you guys know, last Monday we had a guy from the website on named Archie. And during that episode, we had some activity on his end. His light kept coming on and off. You can watch it on the website. Go to wherever you get your podcasts, check it out, last week's episode. Pretty intense. It happened like 8 or 9 times or so. It was pretty crazy, pretty wild. It happened live. Okay, that happened. And then Tuesday went by. Wednesday went by, nothing happened. And then Thursday is when stuff started going down. So on Thursday night, I did RSH on here, no issues. And after the show was over, I wanted to take the trash out, like I do every Thursday night for the last 2 years that I've lived here, So, give me 1 second here. So no issues. Went outside, stretched the corner, turned back around, tried to open the door, and I was locked outside. And I know on the show a while back, we had Tim on who had an issue with getting locked out of his house a few times too. But it never happened to me before. Again, in this house, I lived for 2 years. The way this door locks, you can only lock it from the inside, obviously, if you don't have a key on the handle. And it's the kind that you spin, not push. It takes some force, and you have to, spin it shut for it to close. Okay, and, the dog couldn't boop it. We tested that. Anyway, so I closed it, take the trash out, came back in, locked out. So I ring the doorbell, and I hear Danae. She was in the kitchen cleaning. I hear her yelling, "What the hell? What?" So she comes in like, "What happened?" And I was like, "I don't know, the door got locked." Well, that's weird. So tried it a few times, tried to lock it that same way a few times, to no avail. I have no idea how that light got locked, the way that door got locked the way it did. Is it ghostly? I'm still thinking probably not. I didn't even think ghost yet, right away. But then the day was like, well, you haven't saged in a while, so it may be a ghost. I'm like, well, shit, I guess I need to sage. And then I didn't. So that was Thursday night. All right, now fast forward to yesterday. I get home around, 4 o'clock, whatever time it is, and we're hanging out in the living room. And we just hear, banging from upstairs every once in a while. Not super loud and not super consistent, just a thud here and there throughout the afternoon. It's like, what is going on? All of our animals are accounted for. We have 2 cats and a dog. They're all laying down, all accounted for. What is that noise coming from? And we heard it on Halloween Day, too. I think I mentioned it in a different episode of the show, that we heard a big thud come up there on Halloween Day. It's like, what is that noise? It actually is coming from the room that I'm in right now. I think about this room, my office is over the living room. So, yeah. So, yesterday, again, throughout the afternoon, we just kept hearing those thuds. And I come up here and checked a few times, nothing. Well, then we started, drinking. We ordered dinner. We ordered food. We had a few whiskeys, Then we got on the Nintendo Switch, actually, like the adults that we are. And we played some Mario Kart with some buddies from my high school. And their significant other who's not from my high school. But yeah, so, whatever. And we, throughout that gaming even, now we were a little intoxicated at this point. Not like hammered, but, I'm going to be honest with you. We had some whiskeys in. But throughout, while we were playing Nintendo still, we could hear the thud from the up here. And they kept mentioning it, do you keep hearing that? I'm like, don't talk about it, because I know it freaks my friends out and they don't want to hear about it, but, we're webcamming or whatever. So, so then the night winds down and we come up here to go to bed. Well, actually, I'm still talking to my friends on the computer, and Danae comes up here. And she turns around, and Tim's commenting, "Yeah, dude, it is creepy as fuck when the the door locks you out." But yeah, so Danae comes upstairs, and I hear her brushing her teeth. I'm still talking to my friends on the webcam, and then she comes back down. She's like, "Are you coming?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm coming. Just give me a minute, And then she goes back and she's like, okay, not pissed off. Like, she's like, okay. And then she goes upstairs. And then I hear, like, a minute or two later, it wasn't like right away, like a minute or two later, I hear the door slam shut. And so I'm like, great, I'm making her mad because I'm not going to bed, and that's ridiculous, like, whatever. And so a few minutes go by, I say goodbye, and I come upstairs to go to bed. And I open the bedroom door, which I slammed shut, and my meter's kind of going, oh, shit. So I do have my EMF meter here, and as I was talking about coming upstairs, it went to the yellow, so that's exciting. But yeah, so I come upstairs to go to bed. I go to open the bedroom door, fucking locked. And my brain is, she locked me out of the bedroom because I didn't go to bed when she went to bed. And I'm not like, I was kind of mad about that. I'm like, that's fucking ridiculous. Like, I'm not playing that game, And that's what my assumption was. So I got, and I guess this lock, you can open it with like a wire hanger. You put it in the door handle. You can like pop the lock or whatever, because these locks are different than the front door, obviously, because they're bedrooms. And I tried to like rig it open and I couldn't get it. So I started banging on the door, like, open the fucking door. And she opens it, and well, actually, I hear her yell. She's like, she calls me Pumpkin. Pumpkin? Is that you? I'm like, yeah, open the door. What are you doing? And she like opens her. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, why is the door closed? Like, because you slammed it shut. She's like, no, I didn't. I just came in here and laid down. I didn't close the door, and I definitely didn't lock the door. And then I looked, too. I noticed there's this big hole in our door now. Like, it was... Like, there's a door stop that stops our door from closing so it doesn't like break the wall. And that door stop was like bent. And now there's a big hole right there. I was like, what? And then this morning I looked and the door stop is back to normal, which is unreal. Like, last night it was clearly bent and it led for the door to hit the wall. And now it's not bent anymore, I didn't fix it last night, nor did Danae. So I don't understand that. But yeah, so she said she didn't lock that door last night, and I believe her. And I know, again, we were drinking some whiskey, so I'm not going to lie about that, but I believe she didn't lock it or slam the door. And that leads 2 nights in a row that I got locked out of a house and then a room within that house. And again, I've lived here for 2 years, and I've never had a door lock on me, ever. And now it happened twice in a row, which I thought was something. And then this morning, again, we're hanging out in the bedroom this morning, and we just heard some more bangings coming from like downstairs now. I'm like, what is going on? Like, it could be the cat. There's one cat down there. It could be her banging. But I don't know. Well, then I make eggs this morning as well. And, I served breakfast in bed or whatever. And then when I came down a little bit after that to get a drink or whatever, the spatula that I had used was in the middle of the floor, and all of the animals were upstairs at this point. And I had laid it on the stove next to the pan after I was done cooking. It was in the middle of the kitchen this morning. So, yeah, I don't understand all of that. But those are my current Axetivities of the week. And so I'm going to go ahead and sage. I didn't bring it in here. I should have and showed you guys what I use to sage. But yeah, I haven't saged in a couple of months, I think, now. I'm going to go ahead and do that tonight, or today, more, maybe both. I don't know what's going on, but Danae said she's not happy with the idea that there could be a ghost hanging out, messing with the locks on the door and stuff. It doesn't really freak me out as much, because I'm just like, whatever. Lock me out, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. But it just was really weird, that the fact that happened 2 days in a row. I was like, what? Going on with the locks, and then on top of just the weird noises and the door stop being bent last night and not today. I just don't understand any of that. So, I don't know. And on Thursday, I was completely sober when we got locked out that way. So, like, one of the incidents, there was no alcohol involved. Today, there's no alcohol involved. Last night, there's a little bit of alcohol involved. But still, I'm not making any of that up. She didn't lock the door. She didn't close the door. Crazy. So, yeah, that's pretty much my Axetivities of the week today, and I just wanted to share that here in between episodes, because I'm not going to have a whole lot of time to share personal stories this next week either. I have an awesome guest lined up, I believe Tuesday at 6 p.m. We'll be live right here at AEE and all of the social media accounts. Well, I hope you all enjoyed my Axetivities of the week, and if you have any stories similar, so I know Tim, who was commenting here, he had a story similar, and he was on the show a few weeks ago. And then, yeah, I'd love to hear any kind of stories of doors being locked behind you or random knocks on the walls and ceilings and roofs, and maybe even property damage, apparently now. So any stories like that, man, send them my way. Be sure to hit me up on all of my social medias. And that's pretty much all I have to say. It is a Saturday afternoon, man, so I know it's kind of gray and cold outside. So if you need entertainment, check out All Everything Entertainment, because that's where the party is. All kinds of cool podcasts. And be sure to send your ghost stories my way if they're similar to this, or if you just want to hang out on my show one night, man, let me know. You can find me at Haunted AF podcast at gmail. That's the wrong one. Paranormal Axe podcast at gmail.com. That's right. Haunted AF is another show they listen to, and they always give their email address. That was in my head. But yeah, Paranormal Axe podcast at gmail.com is my email address. And follow me on all of the social media accounts. I hope I did not scare you too much, and I'm going to go ahead and sage my house now. So have a great afternoon.